I don't think I'd sit there going, I should go and work on this. I like certain things and I'll go and talk to certain people, but I'm not gonna... Things sort of happen naturally, don't they? It's not like I sort of have a band in my head and then I'll go and work out who they are and sort of stalk them. That's not a good way to get people to work with you. You have to tend to present something useful to them, be useful to them first, and that's where the living room sessions come in, I guess. But in the past, it was always just being around on the scene. I used to put on gigs about 10 years ago. That was a good way of meeting bands. There's always been a certain way to meet bands. It's kind of changed over the years.
We really push performance here, and we try to get the best take out of the artist, rather than being clinical or you know, kind of uptight about gear or whatever. I think we try to create a homely vibe, a second home that bands can feel they can come and just be comfortable and relax and have fun with it, especially.
It's all about process, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's all about instilling some process into people and working out, because quite often we're working with emerging artists, so it's often about ironing out their creative process so that becomes less frustrating.
Yeah. Giving a sense
more
of
communicative.
An idea of how a record is actually made. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not like we have one idea.
No.
It's a bit like, how are you going to make records? And that's not just, it's not, in a lot of ways, that's not simply about setting a band up in a room, putting some microphones in front of them. It can be, but that isn't always the best way to do it for every band. It's all about making them grow a little bit.
Yeah, trying to push them out from the generic.
I think, I don't know, maybe I feel like there's a less linear way that happens these days, partly because of home recording, partly because of a sort of shrinking industry, but I think it's got a lot to do with the fact that bands will come in not knowing an awful lot about how to work in the most efficient way, and you're trying to fit a creative process around them as opposed to getting them to adhere to your own process.
I've become quite obsessed with this band, yes. But I'm very proud of the Mango guys. I'm very proud of the Wizard Sleeve guys.
They're kind of your first full projects that you've taken on.
Yeah. I did the whole production, mixing, mastering.
Calvin Louise,
Yay.
Catholic Action.
Great band. Yeah.
I'm really proud of this new SPQR EP. A lot of what we do is making EPs, isn't it?
Yeah.
And sometimes it feels like we're not always getting to the crux of what people want or what people do, but it's quite good to at least send them off on the right track.
Questioning things, and so they can start to...
Yeah, and it's amazing how many bands have been through here that have then gone on to do sort of bigger and better things even, and that's all good because it's ultimately about development. People don't tend to spend money on development nowadays, do they?
But we try to pick up some artists and do that with them.
I think maybe I'm just looking for new music, and that's an obvious place to go. A lot of the music that I take influence from the 90s is definitely about a combination of those things. So like, I like things to still be played and be about performance, but sometimes that can feel a little bit limited. So it's about sort of branching out into different styles of production.
Join the project.